Good morning, students. Today we are going to start with the lesson number 2. The title of the topic is Intelligence. Students, intelligence is important in our life to quickly solve any problem. It is necessary to understand how to behave in certain situation. It is also important to handle every type of critical condition in our life. Intelligence is a capacity to understand the world, think rationally, and also to use available resources effectively when we faced with a different type of challenges. Now, as we are learning about intelligence, it is necessary to understand some of the definitions of intelligence. We are talking about Terman, Wechsler, and many more psychologists. Now, in general way, psychologists believe that intelligence is a capacity to understand something. Now, what about Terman? What he talks about? Terman says that the ability to think on an abstract level is called as intelligence. Now, what is abstract level? It is the ability to think about objects, ideas that are not physically present, but you can imagine and think about. Then came David Wechsler, and he defined intelligence as aggregate or global capacity of an individual to do three things: act purposefully, think rationally, and deal effectively with his environment. Let us understand the first thing, that it is a one aggregate, one unique capacity to do what? Purposefully, act purposefully. Suppose, for example, you are going to college. Your action to go to college has some purpose. So, acting purposefully. Now, think rationally. Thinking rationally is symbolic thinking. Now, what the person does, this person tries to understand the process. Let us say, for example, when you want to bake the cake, baking has a process. Another example can be given. You want to change the tire, but when you want to change the tire, you rationalize that. How it is going to be done? What is the process? So that could be thinking rationally. And deal effectively. A simple example. Teacher is teaching in the class and she notices that on the last bench one student is doing something. Now, once, twice she tries to attract the attention, but it is of no use. So teacher slowly, without making noise, steps down the dais. And as she steps down, the student suddenly becomes aware about it. And he puts all the things down and he shows as if nothing has happened. What has happened over here? The student was successful in dealing with the situation effectively. So all these factors, when they come together, they form your intelligence. Now, about intelligence, different psychologists have put forward different views, and these views are called as perspectives on intelligence. There is a first group, they say that intelligence is one unique factor, and there are three people in this: Alfred Binet, we have Terman, and Wechsler. They say that intelligence is a one unique factor. But there was another group of psychologists, and they believe that intelligence is a set of multiple abilities. Now, who are these people? Thorndike, Thurston, Spearman, and others also. Let us talk about Thorndike. Thorndike talked about multiple factor theory. He said there is social, concrete, and abstract intelligence. In social intelligence, it deals with the people. Concrete intelligence deals with the things, and abstract intelligence deals with the verbal and mathematical symbols. The next psychologist was Thurston, and he said that there are seven primary abilities like verbal, perceptual speed, inductive reasoning, number, rote memory, deductive reasoning, word fluency, and space visualization. Now, students, there are 8 factors in our book. It is mentioned 7. So, inductive reasoning is one more has been added. So, he said that this intelligence is capable of having so many aspects to it. It is not just one unique factor. So they oppose the Binet's theory. Then came another person, that is Charles Spearman. And he said that multiple theories also of no use. There are only 2 factors, and they are called as the general factor and specific factor. Now students, general factor is the one in which the person's minimum intelligence is required. For example, throughout the day, whatever daily activities you are doing that requires general ability of your intelligence called as G factor. But suppose for example you are preparing yourself for the test, you are studying something. For that purpose when you require the ability, that is called as specific ability. The next person was Cattle and Horn, and they proposed the theory of intelligence explaining two different types of intelligence. One is fluid intelligence and second is crystallized intelligence. Fluid intelligence is the ability to think on the spot and solve novel problems. Students, you must have noticed some of your friends. Anything goes wrong, any situation occurs, they are always ready with the solution. Now, this on the spot thinking is called as fluid intelligence. Next is crystallized intelligence, factual knowledge about the world. The skills already practiced, for example, arithmetic facts, knowledge of the meaning of words, all these are crystallized intelligence. In simple words, the extent to which a person has absorbed the content of the culture that is called as the crystallized intelligence. It is absorbing what is happening around. The next one we have, that is Howard Gardner. He talked about multiple intelligence. Now this multiple intelligence has so many aspects. Language is there, logic is there, spatial intelligence is there, music, body activities, interpersonal intelligence. All these abilities are included in multiple intelligence. Now how is it possible to measure the intelligence of a person? Students, from mid 1880s the research is going on. It was for the first time Francis Galton and Paul Broca. They were the first people to be interested in finding out how to measure the intelligence. Then came Cattell, and all these people's efforts were going on, but they were not very much accepted. It was in the beginning of 20th century. In Paris, they invited psychologist Alfred Binet to find out why the students are failing so much, why they are having poor performance. And in this research, Binet came up with a test which was able to measure the intelligence of the students. And then he gave the first test in 1905. Now that test, because of that test, Binet was considered as the father of intelligence. Later on, with the help of his colleagues, Simon, he revised the test. Lewis Terman from Stanford University revised the test, and they are called as the Binet-Simon Intelligence Scale. Now these tests were also revised in the years 1937, 1960, 1972, 86 and 2004. Students, you will go through your text and you will realize how in the world wars the tests were able to measure the intelligence of the soldiers. Now after that, David Wechsler, he revised the scale and invented other two tests called as the WES, that is Wechsler's Adult Intelligence Scale, and also Wechsler Children's Scale, which was helpful for measuring the children's intelligence. Now besides this test, many other psychologists developed various intelligence tests, and today, day by day, new innovations are coming into this field. Alfred Binet also gave the concept of mental age. Students, sometimes you start wondering, you look like you are 15, think like you are 35, grumble like you are 60, and naughty like you are 4. So what exactly is your age? And what is the difference between your real age and the mental age? So let us talk about it. It was Alfred Binet who gave the concept of mental age. He defined mental age as the age at which individual performs successfully on all items on the test prepared for that particular age. Now miss, what does it mean? Suppose for example, a 6-year-old child is capable of satisfactorily completing a test prepared for 7-year child, then the child's mental age is 7, but his chronological age is 6. Students, you have to remember one thing. In case of mental age, there are 3 variations. Suppose for example, you are 10 years old, your mental age can be 10, it can be more than that, or it can be less than. I repeat again. There are 3 ways of mental age can be understood. Age at which you are there, that is your chronological age. If you are able to solve the test of 10 years age, then your IQ is average. But if you're not able to solve the test of 10 years, it is 9 years only, then you are bodily 10 years old, but your mental age is only 9. Similarly, if you solve the test prepared for 11 years old, then your mental age is 11 and your body's age is 10. Now, William Stern was the person who gave the concept of intelligence quotient, and the definition is the ratio of mental age to chronological age multiplied by 100. See here the formula is given, IQ is equal to MA upon CA into 100. Here again formula is given and the example has been solved. 7 is the mental age of the child and 7 years the chronological age. Multiplied by 100, the IQ becomes 100. But if the 7 years old boy solves the questions prepared for 8 years old, that is his mental age, then his IQ is 114. Now you must be wondering, Miss, what is the IQ range and classification? Students, on an average, individual has IQ between 90 to 109 and the lowest is 40 to 54 and also below that. But highly advanced IQ score is 145 to 160. Now in this lesson, we have talked about what is intelligence. We have talked about the different opinions or the perspectives of psychologists. Some thinking it is a unique factor and some thinking it is a different multiple factor intelligence. Then we talked about two major concepts, mental age and intelligence quotient. So by the end of the lesson, what is the takeaway message? Intelligence is a measure of thoughts. Wisdom is a collection of thoughts. Cleverness is a combining of thoughts. Awareness is an interpretation of thoughts. Let us go to the assignment. Assignment number 1. Define the following. First one, intelligence. Please note, write the definition of David Weschler. Second, mental age. Third, intelligence quotient. Question number 2. Name the two main perspectives on intelligence. Second, name the types of intelligence given by 1. Thorndike, B. Thurston, C. Spearman, D. Catalan Hall, and last one, Gardner. Just write the titles. And the last question, write in detail about the history of intelligent testing. Please refer to page number 14. Title is given, entire information you have to write. This will be for 10 marks. Thank you students. Have a nice day.